Day. All right, cool. So first of all, we've got Pippin, um, and Pippin is probably one of the coins that surprised me a lot over the last little while. It's really pumped really hard. So let's get straight into it. So let's have a look at Pippin as our first starting point. So yeah, I mean, um, if you have a look at Pippin, I mean, this is we've on a 15-minute chart, and I mean, just to give you a bit of perspective, um, this morning at kind of as the second started, we were at a low of just, we're talking about 180 odd million. We now sit at 208 million. If you had bought Pippin yesterday at the turn of the day on the first, you would have bought at 195, and you would have bought then, over 2 days you would have looked at a 128% gain. So it is currently consolidating. In terms of that consolidation, I wouldn't worry too much about that. There's a couple of options. You can either wait for a pullback, or you can try to ride the momentum, which inevitably it seems that there is quite a lot of at the moment. Um, so, so I think that kind of decision's really up to you. But let's get into it. So I think personally, Pippin is really the only play today. There's plenty of other players, but the risk is just extremely high. So there's a buy zone if we get a pullback. There's a buy zone of if we get a pullback here in the next little bit. There's a buy zone over here at 195. Um, that 195 buy zone is definitely something I would get into personally. Um, there's another buy zone if we don't get that pullback. There's another buy zone at 205, and then there's a final buy zone. I would buy any higher than this, where we currently almost are at 215, and that's really what I would kind of consider a breakout strategy. So effectively, um, here's the options, right? So Pippin, you must decide what you want to do. But long story short, if we look at Pippin, we've got an opportunity to get into the buy zone of kind of the areas I've just recommended to you. I mean, it's already gone over 120%. So either you choose a breakout entry, which is that level, that 215 level. That 215 level sits right over here at the top of where it is now. Or you select a slightly more conservative level, and that slightly more conservative level, which is where you would want to get into the a bit of a pullback, and that is your primary entry, I think, for the day. That's the one that's going to be most likely. Or you can get into, if we get a pullback, you can get into that kind of 195 zone. So those are really your primary entries. Targets, I'm going to tell you about it now. Bearing in mind that this is not financial advice. Your targets, I would probably, if you're going to be doing any sort of leverage trading, I would do a stop loss at kind of 189, 1.89 million. And then from a target perspective, your targets, like I said, we almost want to get an in and out trade. Your targets you're going to be looking for are levels of 237. You could take 40% profit. Then your next target you can look at is 268. Take another 40% profit, and then you can end off with a moon bag where you can probably look at getting all the way up to kind of 330 million, leave 20% at 330 million. And that's kind of the levels that I would look at getting into. And that's really the meme coin play. There is another altcoin. I mean, Zcash has currently had quite a big pullback. So it certainly is something you could have a look at. But again, I think right now, if you want the safest play in what is a very polluted market, I would kind of definitely have a look at Pippin for play, bearing in mind that you should definitely place a limit order. You should definitely place that limit order, like I said, around 160, 169, because if it dips below that level, I think you'll probably find it's going to have quite a hard retracement, and you don't want to be on that bus for that retracement. So